What's going on, guys? My name is Poe, and I'm playing a little bit of Titanfall in Ultra settings right now. Just kidding. It's 2142. What's going on? So, I actually picked this up last night, 15 bucks on Origin, because I've never played any of the older Battlefields. I started in Bad Company 2, so I've only had the chance to play BC2, BF3, and Battlefield 4. All these people are, old school veterans. Have done a lot of 2142 and everything else, and that's something I've never experienced, Battlefield 2. So I picked up all the older Battlefield titles and playing and dabbling in them to understand them a little bit more, because this whole Titan mode was completely lost to me. I never knew what it was or anything like that. I even did something I normally don't do, and I look up on YouTube, and I checked out a couple commentators' videos, and most of them were just breakdowns of the Naval Strike. They were like, hey, this is coming, they're doing a new Titan mode, and they're reimagining it, and I'm like, okay, so explain what the first Titan mode was, because nobody did. I mean, the videos I watched, they just said, hey, it's coming back, and I'm like, okay, what's coming back? So, Jesus? I was like, what's going on with that? So I decided to kind of make a little video, kind of give you guys a heads up about what's coming in the Naval Strike DLC coming out in about 2 weeks. Shut up, phone! And I'm really, really excited for this because it's adding a heavily focused type of gameplay. They're adding in the amphibious hovercraft, which is pretty cool. I still was kind of hoping that with Naval Strike being the name of the DLC, they would have listened to me and added dolphins in finally, because Jihad Dolphins sounds like an awesome thing. But we're going to have to settle for the hovercraft. It's going to look like it's going to be really, really crazy, and the gameplay you're looking at right now is, in fact, the Titan mode. Now, in the few short hours that I played, the way that I look at it is it's kind of like a growth on top of what Conquest is. Every time you take and capture these points, you control them, and these silos send off missiles, and they just start pummeling at the enemy team's Titan. Now, these Titans are these flying hovercraft. So, we're not futuristic. We don't have that in Battlefield 4, so the reimagining is this is basically going to have the same concept, but we're going to have actual carriers. So there's going to be a lot of water. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of land objectives, and when playing this, it was basically breaking it down, letting the stuff do damage. So I expect that the carrier is going to have a lot of defenses set up that we're going to have to just eat away at and over time get in there, and then you actually have to board the Titan later on. Well, you don't have to, but you board the Titan later on, and you can get inside there and take the core, and you can kill it from the inside out. So that's going to be pretty interesting. You're going to take the standard Conquest, where you control the most points, and you're going to do the most damage and have the best advantage, and then you're going to have people that are going to be able to attack the carrier itself, infantry, go inside, and do some good work. So I'm guessing you're probably going to have to make your way to an engine room or something like that and completely disable the carrier. But it seems to be like a nice expansion on top of the Conquest game type. It's going to be pretty interesting with a lot of water, aircraft, and everything like that involved. It should be pretty freaking interesting, and there should be a massive amount of watercraft and aircraft to be used, because there's a lot of transportation, at least from what I saw in 2142, so that's very exciting to me. On top of that, they're bringing in 5 new weapons, and they have 4 new maps. Now, these maps are set in the South China Sea. We have Lost Islands, Nansha Strike, Wavebreaker, and Operation Mortar. They've got this theme, this little thing going on here with the whole Operation Metro, Locker, Mortar, and Wavebreaker, Dawnbreaker. So I'm kind of curious to see exactly how similar these are going to be, so we'll know what to expect if future titles like this pop up. What we do know from the Operation ones is that they're very, very close quarters and are kind of like indoors. It's basically an infantry-based one. So that kind of excites me. On top of that, you have the 2 additional gadgets, which is the 3GL, or the 3 grenade launcher, and that's for the assault class. Not sure how I feel about that, because with minis, grenades, and LVG just blowing up now, which I'm not complaining about. I think it's okay, I deal with it. It doesn't upset me, but adding something where somebody can shoot 3 at a time, that just sounds like a bad idea to me, just kind of, sort of. There is the anti-heli mine, an aircraft disabling projectile for the engineer class, which is a cool thing. And the Carrier Assault Mode, which is just the renaming and reimagining of the Titan one. So I kind of wanted to buy the game to try it out myself, to know what I was getting into before I started talking about it and experiencing it truly. Now, it's going to be more modern, obviously. It's going to be based about carriers instead of giant flying Titans in the sky, giant aircraft. So I'm excited for this. Let me know what you guys think. I kind of wanted to just show you guys firsthand what it was truly like, because if you were like me, and you may be relatively new to the Battlefield franchise, you probably had no clue what Titan mode honestly was, so I wanted to actually just show you it beyond telling you what it was. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to smack that like button, as it always does help out, and look forward to another video tomorrow, guys. Stay moist.